Okay, well, I'm gonna make this video of the garden so you can see my beautiful garden. These are geraniums. I didn't expect to get so many red ones. So red, red, and pink in that one. Red, red, and white. And these are looking like they're all three red. So that's going to be a lot of red. And then if you look this way, this is the fruit area. And that is one of the raspberry bushes. Now there's two in here. And my big one, which you'll see later, was actually smothering out these two. So when we dug them up and put them in these half barrels, these two are now able to grow. But they were planted in this area in the ground. And what we didn't realize is, I guess there's a root still in the ground because we have a raspberry coming up the side of the barrel from the ground. So that means we've got three raspberry bushes over here. And then this one is, it says cantaloupe. And there will be ground cherry in the front of it if they come up. If not, I do have these three in the wagon. There's three of them there. So that's the cantaloupe. And then this is the watermelon with the cucamelon. So we'll see how that goes. And then here is the big one that we had last year that produced tons of raspberries. So hopefully we'll get some nice raspberries. You can tell there are some buds like that one there. So there are some starting. I saw some other ones the other day. This is because it got burnt from the heat wave we had. There's some more berries, but it should be fine. So that's our big raspberry. And then over there is three small ones that need to get established. And then these are the ground cherries. There's three of them there. And then this is the cucamelon, which doesn't seem to be doing too well. But we'll see how it goes. And then, of course, there's cucamelons in with the watermelon also. So that is the fruit side. And then this is, oh, there's our rain barrels. That's the garage. So these are our camp chairs with the fire bowl. And then this is a reject chair next to the strawberries. Now the strawberries on top are from roots. And you can see there's one there. And there's a couple over there. And then these are ones I started from seed that are all around. Hopefully they'll take. And then the ones from the root are also shooting out babies. So if those don't take, I will have a bunch of babies that I can just poke into the hole, which I did do already over here. So that's my strawberry basket. And then we enter the vegetable garden. These are the blueberries that I don't think are going to survive. I think they're pretty much garbage, but I'll give it a chance. Excuse me. That's my broccoli and tomato and tomato and tomato and tomato. And that one is the tallest one. And then that one's kind of in between. That one's pretty tall. That's a cherry tomato. And then that one, which it's supposed to be an early producer, which it is producing before the others. But I'm not impressed by its size or or at all. I don't know. And then we've got down here peppers. Sorry, peppers and more peppers. And these are the Tiny Tim tomatoes, which are supposed to have tiny little cherry tomatoes. But I don't know, I think the heat wave we had kind of did some damage there. And then from there, well, I'll go this way. Then we have the island here. So that's the way it looks. That's the tomato, the peppers, the broccoli. And then there is a center, which is basically flowers. And then more veggies there. And then behind this row of flowers, there's a zucchini. So this one did not come up. It's an aster. It did not come up. And this is Sweet William, zinnias, snapdragon. These are two types of parsley. That's the low, like this one is a low growing marigold. That's a medium growing. And then I also have a tall one. I'll show you later. That's a, whoop, there it is, celosia. And that's the nasturtium. And this is a dianthus, which is similar to a carnation, but they're smaller. That is supposed to be a calendula. That part of it looks like it got damaged by the heat wave, but there are a bunch of little ones coming up, so we may still get flowers on that one. And then next to the dianthus, we got this big alyssum. Beautiful little white flowers. And then there is a coreopsis. And then there is the big marigold. That one grows to about 18 inches to 2 feet. Right there. And then this one is called borage. It's supposed to be really good for the insects and the bees. And then behind it, this is the carrots, which take a few months, so a couple more months. That's carrot, whatever. And this is a zucchini, and zucchini, which I will show you again from the other side. So then we go around this island. And then this one is a cosmos. And this one, I don't remember what this one is. Hold on. Where is the tag? I gotta have a tag in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. It says it's an annual. It is. Oh, that's another zinnia. That's a zinnia. Does it say what type? Cut and come again. It doesn't say the color. It's probably the oranges. And then that is Johnny Jump Up. They're like tiny little pansies. Yeah, like they're called Johnny Jump Up, and they come out every second year. They're biennials. But if you plant them 1 year and then plant them again in the same spot the second year, then they'll come up every year because you've planted 2 years in a row. But it's in a pot, so probably not going to happen. And then we turn around. Okay, that's this side of the zucchini. And then here we got celery. And then this is the bok choy, which is, this one is the Joy Koi collection or variety. And then here are my herbs. We have basil, dill, sage, and summer savory, and oregano and cilantro. And then over here is my eggplants, and you can see in there's some flowers, so I should at some point, as long as they get pollinated, should be getting some eggplants. They're little baby eggplants. They don't get very big. And then we're around the corner, eggplant, cucumber, more cucumber, more cucumber, and more cucumber. And these, we have to wait until they get a little bigger. As you can see how tall they are, some a little taller than others, but no flowers yet. I think in a couple more weeks of growing upwards, and then they should start having flowers, and then we'll get cucumbers. So then when we turn around along the fence, there we got Morning Glory. It's in a pot, so it can't go crazy, because they will drop seeds and spread like crazy. In that tricycle, I'm still trying to figure out a couple flowers to put in it. Something probably annual. It needs to be able to take some shade, so I'll figure it out. And then there's hollyhocks. And then there is hollyhocks. Actually, I'll give you a span. Hollyhocks, hollyhocks, hollyhocks. And then way at the end, I'll show you there's another one that's a hollyhock. And those are the hollyhocks. Now, one of them is a single, which I believe is this one. And then one's supposed to be a double, which I thought was this one. Does kind of look like it has 2 rows of petals. Ooh, Mr. Bumblebee's busy on that one. Oops, sorry, Mr. Bumblebee. Anyways, so it has flowers all along the stem, all the way up, up. All those balls are going to be flowers. So they bloom all along the stem, all the way up to the top. So anyways, this is also a hollyhock, but I think it's shaded by the mountain ash tree behind me, so it's not getting as much sun as the others. So, or I don't know, we'll see. And then we got a stilby planted there, which is just little seedlings. And I don't even know if any of those little greeneries, I know one's a dandelion. Don't know if that one's going to come up, but I guess we'll see. And then back there, I planted delphiniums, which grow very tall. And then back there is a sweet pea, that one right there. And then you go over to the other side of the hollyhocks, and there's supposed to be another sweet pea I planted. It's supposed to go up this trellis, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And then here I planted echinacea. Again, we'll see if it comes up. Don't know. And then here's dianthus again. Those little mini carnations. And looks like a clump of seeds is starting. But who knows at this point. And I wanted to say, this trellis and that trellis Scott and I built with the 2x4 from Samantha and Chris. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And then the metal, both of them were in a mattress, those spring mattresses. They have 2 of those, and then they're coiled together with springs. And Scott painstakingly, for about 2 weeks, took all the springs off so that we'd have 2 single metal pieces, and we could make 2 trellises. And then if you recognize this border here, this is a bed base. And if you look here, this is where you would attach the headboard. And those are the feet that you would have the wheels on. And so we took half of one, pounded it in the ground here, and the other half is over there, pounded in the ground. And then next year, we're going to sand it down to get rid of the rust and paint it all black. We may pound it in the ground a little bit more, and maybe we'll get put some 2x4 6 across it, and it'll look like a fence and no one will know. And then here's my 2 little fences because there's nothing blocking this area. And there is my ant trap. It's a pop bottle with 1 part sugar, 1 part borax, 2 parts sugar and water. You shake it up, you make some holes in the pop bottle, and you just leave it there. And like a month later or 2 months later, let me show you what you'll end up with. And you will end up with that. Do you see all that black in the bottle? Those are a bunch of dead ants. It kills them. The sugar attracts them, and the borax kills them. So now we are at this hollyhock, and then there's some more back there, and then that's a columbine that I planted this year. Climbing nasturtiums that I planted this year. This is Gaillardia I planted this year, and Rudbeckia I planted this year, and this is the other hollyhocks. So these guys, other than the climbing nasturtium, which is annual, the others should be coming back every year, including this, which is a Shasta daisy. Now over here are sunflower, and there are some seeds coming up, but these are the short sunflower. These are, you know, like 2 feet, maybe 2.5 feet tall. These are not the edible ones. The edible ones I planted with the nasturtiums, and it doesn't look like they wanted to come up. And then over here I got some perennial short sweet peas. This one's not climbing. The other 2 on the trellis are climbing. This one is a variety that is, I don't know, maybe 2 feet. What does it say on the back? Hold on. Oop. Nope, it doesn't even say. Probably about 2 feet, 18 inches. They're small. And then chrysanthemum. This is not your Halloween chrysanthemum. This is colors that are spring colors. And then the scabiosa is there. I've got 4 coming up. Those are purple flowers. And then we've got the beans. This is yellow. And another bean. This is green. Another bean, that's purple until you cook it. And then when you cook it, it turns from purple to green. And then this is the scarlet runner, which, if you think this is tall, it actually grows twice this height. I just keep cutting the tops. Anyways, and then we are back to the tomatoes and the strawberry basket and the unwanted chair. And these are the peas, which is right up against the railing for the back door. There's 3 of peas. Those 2 tall ones there are scarlet runners. The same like the one I have over by the back gate. But these 2 belong to the neighbor. We are plant sitting for them. So there, you get an idea of how tall though. And then the last area, oh, and we got a peppermint right behind the unwanted chair. So then here we got turnip and radishes that have gone to seed. And we got garlic and green onion. Both were planted too late in the year, and so they are not growing. Oh well, lesson learned. And there's spinach. That was spinach. I pulled it because they went to seed. And this spinach has now gone to seed, so I have to pull that one out. And then come probably early September, I will replant the radishes and the spinach. And here's some more radishes. Again, they've gone to seed. So if I can, I'll collect the seeds. If not, I have some more in the house. And I'll just replant them in September. They don't like summer. And then those are lettuces that should have bolted, but have not. And so I still got lettuce I can harvest. And then the very last one is leek. And these leeks are going to take a couple of months. They're slow to mature. I'm assuming because they're not that big. But yeah, that's my leek. And now if we go up the stairs. Ooh, don't know which way to hold my phone. Go up the stairs and you go to the right. This is what I get to see every day when I sit on my deck. There are those geraniums that I started with. And so here we got chamomile and then petunias and a whole 3 containers of pansies. It's like one big one under the chamomile and then 2 pots in front of it of that planter. So we got 3 containers of pansies, more petunias. That is phlox, and I planted both the red one and a variety. As you can, I don't know if you can tell, but this looks like it might be pink. Nah, it might be red. But I did plant 2 different ones. One is red and one is a mix. And only the red one's coming up. So, I don't know. And then these are the begonias. And then this one is interesting. This is a lobelia, which is what I planted in this pot. Yet these do not look like that one. And that is because these are pansies, which means some of that went into there. So looks like I might have even more pansies. But that is the balcony. I sit there on the bench with my little table and I can look at my pansies and petunias, my begonias, and the geraniums. Oh, and I did bring out my variegated spider and my green spider, which I do not want anymore, but I figured it could make it look nice out here. There's our water table, our sink for outside, and that is Christopher's old crib with some 2x4s, and we bought a 1-inch plywood for the top for the sink, and then this is the plywood. And yeah, that's our outdoor sink. Scott connected a hose. I don't know if you can see under the bench there, the white. That's a hose that is attached to the tap. And that's how we get water, but it's only cold water. But that's fine. You only need cold water to rinse things off. And so there you go. Now you've seen it. We're still working on that. We're going to cut it down and reinforce it and bolt it to the platform. And then all the wood that you see way in that back corner next to the shed, that's all going to be cut down and put on that shelf so that we can have a fire in that fire bowl. Those tires I'm going to make into a compost heap, but I'm not there yet. I might do it next year, I don't know. But there you go. My beautiful garden. Perennials, vegetables, annuals, and then over on that side is the fruit. Mr. Bumblebee is coming to check me out. There we go. So there's still work to be done, but I'm getting there. All right, well, I hope I didn't take too long. It was 25 minutes. I hope you enjoy. And I guess I will see you tomorrow at Samantha's for our get-together. Love you guys. Bye.